Hey guys, welcome back to the Homestead Homeschool. We took a little time off, so we've been away from the homestead for a little while. We enjoy going camping, so we took our camper up to the Great Smoky Mountains and enjoyed 6 days up there, just relaxing and being together as a family. So we are back on the homestead now, and I was most excited to come to my garden when we got back home to see all the things that had changed, and a lot has changed in the garden. Things have really grown. So we're gonna walk through the garden and take a look at everything today. Okay, so right here in the front at the entrance, I'm still slowly working on these beds. I just do a little bit here and there. I've been gathering rocks to line this bed with. Eventually it'll go all the way across, but for now we've just got it right here, and I've put a plant in here. This is a rose bush, and I'm not sure the name of it. This was given to me as a gift in memory of my daughter. So it's getting ready to bloom, and I'm so excited to see that bloom. I'll put the name of the rose bush down here. Actually, let's see. It's probably on here. Savannah Sunbelt Hybrid Tea Rose. So that bloom will be coming out before long. I can't wait to see it. My plan too is eventually, once I get these beds completed, and I don't know if it'll happen this year or not, but to get some climbing roses on this archway right here. I would love to see this just full of rose blooms. So here we go on into the garden. And as you can see, things are starting to get a lot more green around here. And the garlic's looking great. Actually, yesterday, I'll take you over here and show you where I pulled back some of the soil around this one here, just to get a look at the bulb. I think it was this one. May not have been this one. I can't remember. I'm trying to get the same one so they could see. Look how big that garlic bulb is. That's a big garlic bulb. So, and they're not even ready yet, so it's still going to grow some more. But all this garlic's looking great in this bed and all along this bed. I was looking last night on one of the gardening groups that I'm on, North Carolina gardening groups on Facebook. Was browsing through there, just looking at some other people's posts, and they were talking about how to know when to harvest garlic. So this is my first year planting garlic, so I didn't know when to harvest garlic either. And this is soft neck garlic, I'm pretty sure. I'll have to look back at the variety that I ordered, but I'm pretty sure I got soft neck garlic because I wanted to be able to braid it to store it and hang it. So with soft neck garlic, you wait until like the lower several leaves start to turn brown and die off. And these are starting to a little bit. I think they said like the lower 3 leaves, but see how this one's starting to turn brown a little bit? They said you wait till like the lower 2 or 3 leaves start to brown and die off before you harvest it. So this is probably, as a general rule of thumb, plant in October, harvest in July, I think is what most people do. So we'll see. Now some of this I don't think is going to go all the way to July, like that one that we just looked at over here, that it's already got a bulb on it about that size. Not all of them are that large, and some of them are very tiny still and didn't really do very well. But for the most part, they're looking great. Things are a little bit different with hardneck garlic from what I understand. You wait until a scape comes up the middle and it gets like a little bulb on the end of it and it'll curve. You can cut those off and actually eat those. And once you cut those off, it puts the energy back into the bulb. So that's with hardneck garlic. Now in between this garlic here, we put sunflowers in. And I think I showed those on my last video, but you can see how much bigger they've gotten. See how big? So they're looking good. Probably gonna put a few more in because like this one I noticed, I don't know if something ate this off or if my son come in here, and it may have been that slug right there. Ate this one off, but it was just broken off this morning. So probably gonna come back and just overseed with several of those. And then I planted some flowers over here. I can't remember what kind I planted. I bought some daisies, some more zinnias, some bachelor's buttons. So I've got flowers dispersed all throughout the garden, and a lot of my stuff, I can't remember where I planted what. I just get a little carried away when I'm out here with seeds, so I'll just have to wait till it comes up. But here yesterday, I planted some cucamelons. I had to remember what I planted there. I planted cucamelons to come up on this trellis. And I just put those in the ground yesterday. I've got okra seeds planted all along right here. I've got some pepper plants down here. The slugs are horrible and are really chowing down on my plants. So a lot of stuff I've overseeded, and I'm gonna have to go back with some stuff and I think I'm gonna put some diatomaceous earth around to see if that helps with the slugs. Starting right here, we've got my tomato plants. They wound up doing really good. This one's looking really good. See the difference in some of these were starting at the same time, so I don't know what happened with some of them, but they're still growing. So some of them are really large looking, but this whole back row here is tomato plants, and I've got some marigolds dispersed throughout. There's one that's been chowed down on something, but it's still getting ready to bloom. Most of the stuff is slugs have really gotten to. I plan to put some basil in here also. And then, see, look at this tomato plant. This is a big one. This one's doing really good. On our trip to Tennessee, I got this little birdhouse made from got this at an antique shop in Tennessee. I thought it was really cute in the garden. Down here's where we planted our zinnias, and the slugs have eaten away a lot of those too. So I'm gonna come back through and overseed for the zinnias. It looks like they may have gotten all my zinnias. I had some little seedlings that had popped up, and it looks like they've eaten them all away. See, there's one. It's been chowed on too. You can see there. So I've got to get something in here for these slugs. There's one right there. But the slugs are really doing a lot of damage. Now, the mint bed is just really taking off. Looking great. See how big that mint is. The lemon balm is coming back. This one's lemon balm that came back from last year. And then the peppermint and spearmint. This bed, I plan to put some trellises here, so I've kind of left this area right here for the trellises. I'm gonna put some tromboncino squash on that trellis. I've planted some green beans right here, some bush beans. We've got more tomatoes and more marigolds seeded here. This bed has got some rutabagas that are almost ready. They're starting to pop up there. See, popped up the purple top rutabagas. More tomato plants down the middle. There's a lettuce there, a beet here, some spinach that is going to seed. It needs to be pulled up. I'll feed that to the goats. They'll enjoy that. This bed behind me has got some peppers in it, and I've seeded some squash and some Armenian cucumbers on this trellis. They haven't come up yet. A lot of these blank spaces that you see, they're all seeded. They just haven't popped up yet. This bed is left from spring, early spring, calendula, some cabbage, and some Brussels sprouts that probably will not reach maturity before I pull those out, and I'll put some in here, some squash or something. This entire bed is peppers and tomatoes, and I've put some marigolds in here and there. This one's already bloomed and has several more blooms on it. And the same for this bed. It's got peppers and tomatoes. Over here, my potatoes have really just taken off. These are the blue ones. And I think in my last garden tour, they had just started to pop up. You can see that one there, right over there. It's just starting to pop up. I think all of them are like that in my last video. So they've really popped up. This bed here, I need to come back in with some more hay and get some more hay in here. I try to keep the hay stacked up pretty deep on these, and I've been away, so I haven't been able to do that, but I need to get some hay in here and get it stacked up to probably about there. That's all potatoes. This bed, this is more spinach that is going to seed that needs to be pulled out and fed to the goats. I've got peppers in there. This, I just want to show you, it went to seed and it's taller than I am. I'm still leaving it in here because I'm still pulling from it to feed my rabbits. They're still liking it. And my goats, my boy goats, are right back there in that other fence behind me. And I'll pull this off and feed to them and they enjoy it too. So I'm leaving that one kale plant as long as I can. I've got more peppers and zinnias in here. See, something's chowed down on that one. I've seen slugs in here. These Brussels sprouts that went to seed. I'm saving the seeds from those for next year. And that onion there, looks like that onion's gone to seed as well. I may be able to save it, I don't know. These are my sweet peas that I did not trellis. So I came in yesterday with some twine to help hold these up. But I've actually already pulled some and ate some off here. There's little baby sweet pea, you can see. But there's blooms all over this, so we'll have lots of sweet peas. There's another little baby one. My onions all along the border of this bed, and I've sowed okra seeds all along this bed as well that haven't popped up. I can't remember what kind of flower this is, but something's been eating it too. Every pests are horrible. I don't want to spray anything in my garden though, if I can help it. I harvested a bunch of radishes right here yesterday, and I've got all these that are ready to harvest. They're all ready. Tons and tons of radishes in here. So the ones I harvested yesterday, I was going to cook them with dinner last night, but I wound up fixing something I didn't really go with, so I'll probably cook them tonight. And then some of them were stunted. Didn't grow a whole lot. So all the other ones right here I harvested, and then some of them were really small, so they weren't ready. I planted some parsley right over there, and it started to pop up. And something's got a hold of that pepper plant. These strawberry plants are actually producing, and we got our first strawberries off of it. When we got back from our trip, we had a few strawberries that were ready. So we ate those and enjoyed those, and then there were two down here that the slugs were eating on. So I just laid them right here, so hopefully they'll go to these instead of bothering my other ones. But that one should be ready soon. And we've got more blooms here. That is a ground cherry, and I've sowed some cucumbers right here. One of them come up and it's doing pretty good. The other ones didn't come up, so I sowed some more yesterday. That's another ground cherry. That's an eggplant. Ground cherry and an eggplant. The slugs really did a number on my beans, so I went back and oversowed those yesterday. And I've got to get something in here to take care of them. Look at that. That's all decimated from slugs. And they've decimated my eggplant. So I've got to get something in here to take care of the slugs. If you are familiar with anything that is effective in taking care of slugs, I need an organic approach. I don't want to put any chemicals in my garden. If you're familiar with any type of organic treatment for slugs, please leave that in the comments below. My rosemary's doing good. That's a ground cherry. I have sown squash here that has not come up yet. And I think that's pretty much it. I did pick up these little Dollar Tree stackable planters. I haven't put anything in here yet. These are just stackable planters that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I was going to put my strawberries in there, but I'm kind of worried they might stay a little too dry. I'll have to stay on top of watering those if I do that. So I'm not really sure what's going to go in there yet. I pulled up the kale that was in this bed, and I want to make this an herb bed, but my asparagus is in here right now, and it's really doing good. Started these from seed this year, and it's really just taken off. See all those little shoots that have come up? I did not plant all those. I planted 4 total, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 now. I planted a total of 4. But all these seeded up on their own. All those little asparagus. So the asparagus wants to thrive and live here. I need to get a bed specifically for my asparagus set up. The plan is back here, once all this is done, you'll notice we fixed this fence back here. It was just a metal fence. I went ahead and finished it with the garden fence. So we've got to get all this mulched in this area, and we're going to put in several more raised beds right here. This seating area is going to be moved back a little bit further, closer to the fence, and we'll have more raised bed area right in here. So that's where our asparagus, our mint, anything that is kind of a bully in the garden, like the mint, I like to have its own bed. The asparagus will have its own bed. And then I like to have a bed for different herbs and stuff. So we'll probably put in 2 or 3 more beds in this area right here. I've got some celery starts right here that I haven't gotten in the ground yet either. That's celery. I think that's another eggplant. Celery. So that's going to wrap up our garden tour for today. I'm going to go on and head inside now. Grayson and I are getting ready to do schoolwork. Daddy works this weekend, so we do school on the weekends that Daddy works and take time off with him when he's off. So we're going to go get our schoolwork done so we can enjoy the rest of our day. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.